Everybody's a suspect!
Coming to get you, Bobber.
Wolfman's got Nards!
Fear Street 1978 is a 2021 horror movie directed by Lee Janiak, and it stars Sadie Sink, Emily Rudd and Ryan Simpkins. Like before guys, I'm late to the party with the Fear Street movie, so this is going to be a spoiler review. Shadyside 1978, school's out for summer and the activities at Camp Nightwing are about to begin. First off, Marco Beltrami must have been having a lot of fun with these Fear Street movies. He does the score for these movies. He done a cracking score for the 1994 one, giving us that Scream feel, and he does something very similar with the 1978 one. He gives us this Friday the 13th type of feel, even though it wasn't him that done the score in the Friday the 13th movies. That was Harry Manfredini. What we are hearing sounds like Friday the 13th, and Marco Beltrami does a great score for this movie. The soundtrack was also better. We got some 70s songs, which is fine, but we didn't get a 70s song every 5 minutes or every 2 minutes, because that's what happened in the 1994 movie. They kind of pulled it back a bit for the 70s one, and I liked it better for that. This one had more heart to it as well than the 1994 movie. You'll remember me saying that I didn't get behind any characters in the 94 movie. Well, that's because of the story itself. Whereas in this one, the story was about the bond between two sisters, and I completely latched onto the two of them. I'm not a girl, or I don't have a sister as a girl. I've got a sister, but I don't have a girl as a sister. But you can feel that connection between both sisters, and I think that was really good, and that helped me get behind both of them. Not only did I get behind the sisters, I think everyone in the film that was a main character, they evolved throughout the story as well. You've got Tommy, who seemed like a bumbling idiot at the start, but you get behind his character and you see him evolve from beginning to the very end. I think everything went up a notch in this. The acting was better. Also the killer was better. Now this is a spoiler guys, but Tommy does become the killer. Funny name for a killer in a Friday the 13th style movie. But yeah, Tommy does become the killer, and he became probably my favourite character in the film. Not only was he a great character, he was a great villain. He had a lot of brutal kill scenes, and the body count was massive as well. I love the cinematography in this. They did film it at the place where they filmed one of the Friday the 13th movies, which helped. But the cinematography was beautiful, from the day shots to the night shots. I think that also helped with the atmosphere and the look and the feel of this film throughout. At this point in the series of movies, it did feel like it was long or prolonged episodes of a TV series made for Netflix, and that's what it essentially is, because you get this recap at the beginning and then it moves on to the story straight from where the last movie stopped. I would have preferred it to be its own movie with connections to the first movie, but it's not. It's just like an episode 2, which it is obviously. I wasn't expecting that, but when I got that, I thought, okay, I'll accept it, because it's just a direct continuation of 94. But at the same time, I wouldn't mind it if they tried to make it its own movie. All these movies are supernatural movies, but for some reason I accepted the supernatural element in the 78 movie more than I did in the 94 movie. I think it's because with the 78 movie we've got a better storyline, so the supernatural element came a little bit better. In 70s movies, even though slasher movies started in the 70s officially, it feels like in the 90s, because I was a big fan of the 90s slashers, hardly any of them had a supernatural element to it. So when they introduced the supernatural element in the 94 movie, it took me back a bit, whereas in the 78 movie I enjoyed it. If you're a big fan of the Friday the 13th movies, I think you're going to love this film. I really do like the Friday the 13th movies, and I do like this one as well, but we've got a theme going on here. You've got the first movie that's kind of like Scream movies and other movies like Scream. This one is like your late 70s slasher movies that are set in the woods, like Friday the 13th. You've got the burning and things like that. So if Friday the 13th is your cup of tea or more your bag, then you might prefer the 78 Fear Street. Anyway guys, if you've seen this one, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you thought of it. Let me know what you thought of Tommy being the killer, or the sackhead killer, because I think that was really interesting. It was a really interesting take, because I wasn't expecting him to be the killer, even though it seemed pretty obvious after it became the killer. But anyway guys, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think anyway. And as always, thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.